My boss! What's up, yo? Welcome back to another crazy special Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 video. In today's video, we finally have for y'all the 4K special. Now, in this video, we are of course doing a race tier list. I know you guys probably didn't expect this. In this race tier list, I'm going to be rating what's the worst to best race in my opinion, of course. If you disagree or agree with my opinion, please make sure to leave your opinion in the comments below so I can know what you guys think about this. Of course, I'm not one to just say stuff without providing evidence, so in this video, I'm also going to be showing you guys why I believe a race is supposed to be in that tier. It's more of, I guess you can say, worst to best than an actual tier list, because real talk, like, all races on God tier are low-key. But yeah, this is gonna be the race tier list. Before this video starts, if you are new to the channel, please make sure to leave a like and stuff for more if you enjoy this race tier list. I find this video to be useful or informative in any way. I really hope this helps a lot of you guys, new players or even players that have been playing the game for a while that want to know about certain things about races and what race I would suggest the most or what races have the biggest advantage. I stutter so much, so we finna get into the video. Before we start the video,
kissing, baby, hop out the cool. That get shot to keep it strapping, she shoot. Dumb and dumber on the Molly, no rule. Shot it, giving it is coming, oh cool.
Alright, my boys, in last place, unfortunately, we have the male Majin. Now, the male Majin, I do want to say, is a very solid race. Of course, as you can see on screen, that we are selecting the male Majin. They are a very big body type of race, you heard? So, you know, they come in a bigger size soon, but to get into more on what the male Majins are, they have two transformations. Of course, they have Potential Unleashed, which all races have, and they have Purification. Purification is a solid transformation, okay? It's not the greatest, probably one of my least favorite transformations, to be honest, but has some benefits, as you guys can see on screen. Sometimes if you, like, block with the Purification technique, you can, like, dodge attacks. It doesn't always work. Sometimes you can still get hit, but it is a solid combination. Now to get into the male Majin and their combo strings, they have very solid combo strings, as you guys can see on screen. They are very good for basic attack combos, man. Their combo strings are very heavy and aggressive, if that makes sense. I don't know what I'm saying, but this, you get what I'm saying, feel me? Big body type of build, you heard? You see, look, let me calm down. I'm getting a little too hyped. Remember, this is the 4K special. Gotta chill, feel me? So like I said, they have solid combo strength. They have a few standard breaks that I'm going to be showing you guys on screen right now. Of course, they have the full X combo, I believe, stamina break, and they have the YXY stamina break combo, if I'm not tripping. But very solid combo strings, in my opinion. They have one of the best reaches in the game in regards to, like, back hits. Like, as you guys can see, when I back hit on screen, that big old fist be chomping at the opponents, feel me? I'm gonna be stuttering a lot in this video, but y'all know me already, feel me? So like I said, I'd say they have a very heavy advantage with just back hits in general. Now, in order to get to their best build types, if you guys want to make a build for a male Majin, of course I have many on my channel, but I'd always suggest making a male Majin with, like, basic attack and ki blast or strike, but mainly just basic attack, stamina, and health. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to even say ki blast and strike. They're very good for basic attack. That's what I mainly focus on them. Now, why are they in last place? Y'all probably wondering. Let me explain. So basically, as you guys can see on screen, when a male Majin is under 3 bars of stamina, they are unfortunately going to take immense damage. I mean, like, they looking like Cybermen, bro. Look how much damage I took from one gigantic roar from Broly, you know? So, like I said, a solid race, but the weakness is too bad for them to be above the list. And the other races just have a lot more advantage over the male Majin. Although the male Majins are big, they are solidly fast, but they're not as fast as any other race. So yeah, y'all, male Majin in last place. Let's get to the next one, y'all. Alright, my boys, next up we do have the female Earthling. They are a solid race and very good for beginners, but before I get into that, I do want to say they have two transformations. Of course, they have access to Potential Unleashed, and they have access to Power Pole. Now, Power Pole is a very solid transformation. Most people don't use it, but recently I found out a solid infinite with female Earthling's Power Pole as well as male Earthling's Power Pole, and as you guys can see on screen, very broken infinite, kind of hard to escape. Some people might say it's cheesy, but it's low-key cold, feel me? But to get into more why I put the female Earth in this place, like I said, they are solid race. As you guys can see on screen, they have very solid combo strings. I would for sure suggest using a female Earth for a lot of beginners that are new to the game, because it's not really hard to get used to their combo strings. They have a lot of basic combo strings like the X combo that can easily go into the stamina break, or just another combo string. As you guys can see on screen, I have a lot of cold combos with my female Earthling just because it's so easy to combo with them, because they have such basic combo strings, if that makes sense. Also, I do want to say, if suggestions for any builds for them, they are very good for hybrid type of builds. A lot of hybrid builds I've been using for my female Earthling. My main female Earthling build right now, that's up on the channel if you guys want to check it out, feel me? I do have a hybrid build for her. It just fits female Earthlings well because their movement and just their whole build in general is really good for hybrids. Now to talk about their weaknesses, they don't really have a weakness. I didn't notice recently that sometimes when I'm moving with a female Earthling, when I'm fighting, they kind of like get stuck, if that makes sense. I really don't know how to explain. I don't know. I'm going to show this on screen, but basically, their movement's a little flawed compared to other races, I feel personally, but I'm not sure. That is not a fact, so just telling you guys. But yeah, this is the next place, the female Earthling. Once again, a solid race, but just doesn't have as much advantages as a lot of other races do. They're just good enough to not be as bad as the male Majin because of that stupid weakness. So yeah, female Earthling. Let's get into the next one. Alright, my boys, next up we do have the Freeze race. This is my personal favorite race in the game just because they have so much unique combo strings that are very slept on. In regards to their transformation, of course, they have access to Potential Unleash, which every race has access to, and they have Turn Golden. Now, what's so special about the Turn Golden transformation is that it has an insane Ki Blast multiplier. I'm not sure if it's better than Super Saiyan Blue or on the same level, but I believe that Evolution's slightly above it for Saiyans, which sucks because Xenoverse, like, stop deep running these Saiyans, you heard? Back to what I was saying though, it is great for Ki Blast. So in regards to their combo strings, now to get into their combo strings, of course, they have a lot of solid combo strings. A lot of people sleep on them because they don't have a guaranteed stamina break, which I'm going to get into in a sec. But they have a lot of solid combo strings. If you want to use a Freezer race, I would suggest that you understand how combos and moves work in the game, because I wouldn't suggest any beginner to make a Freezer race because they're going to take time to get used to. But in regards to the combo strings, like I said, they are very fast race. They have great movement. One of the best movements in the game, I'd say the second best race in this game with movement, you guys are going to see what race I put at #1 in regards to movement in a sec. But like I said, very great combo strings. Their combo strings are very fast and just quick to the point, man. You can do a lot of combos with their combo strings, if that makes sense. But like I was saying, in regards to builds for them, okay, I feel like I'm talking a little bit. I don't want to confuse you guys. I'd suggest always making a Ki Blast build. Recently, I did switch my Freezer Race build from a Ki Blast and I think Stamina build to like a Ki Blast and Basic Attack build. Now, the reason why I put Basic Attack inside my Freezer Race is because they have a lot of good Basic Attack if you're able to max their height and weight. That's what I did when I Freezer Race recently, and I realized that it's a very, very solid build. Now, in regards to their weaknesses, like I said, personally, not a weakness to me. And if they didn't have this weakness, they'd be higher on the list for everybody else, because like I said, I'm trying to generalize this list. Basically, they don't have a guaranteed standard break combo. As you guys can see on screen right now, I did figure out a few combos that you can slightly do for standard breaks. Very hard to land, and they're not always going to hit. It's just, you got to get lucky sometimes. Frame base as well. But a lot of people don't like the Freeze race because they don't have a guaranteed stamina break like every other race has. But personally, for me, like I said, they'd be a lot higher on this list if they didn't have this weakness. I personally know how to use a Freezer race from like head to toe. Okay, no flex, you're just being honest, like. So they would be on the list, but I didn't want to put them higher on the list because most people don't know how to use a Freeze race, and this is also for beginners as well. So yeah, y'all, this is the Freeze race. Once again, a very solid race. I suggest anybody who's gotten used to the game to make a Freeze race, because you might, if you get nice with it, you go, feel me? I'm yelling too loud. Let's get into the next race, y'all. Alright, my boys, next up we do have the Female Saiyan. The Female Saiyan is another very solid race in my opinion. Of course, in regards to their transformations, they have access to basically every transformation, so I'm stuttering, in the game besides Power Pole, Purification, and Giant Form from the Namekians. Once again, a very solid race. Great thing about having all these transformations like the Female Saiyan has, as well as the Male Saiyan, which we're going to get into in a bit, is that they have so many different multipliers. If we're talking about Super Saiyan God has that high basic attack multiplier. If we talk about Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, you have the basic attack multiplier, the Ki Blast, the Strike. So if we're talking about just Saiyan races in general, Xenoverse really loves to give these Saiyans a lot of transformations. I think we all know this already. So now to get into their combo strings and just their basic attack in general, Female Saiyans are very good for basic attack. I realized that while I made a few of my builds, which I'm going to get into the best builds for them in a second. They are very good for basic attack. Their combo strings are interesting to say the least. I did want to touch into a bit about their combo strings. They have very interesting combo strings, if that makes sense. Because sometimes I like their combo strings, and other times I'm like, what the hell is these like combo strings, you know? Because that sounds confusing, so I'm going to try to explain that a little bit more in depth. Certain combo strings they have are very odd, okay? Like, they're not really as basic as the other races. I did get used to using the Female Saiyan. Of course, I was able to master every race in the game. Why am I flexing? I don't know. We're going to keep talking. Basically, they have very odd combo strings. They're very weird. That's a weird way to explain it. Y'all know how I talk already, so we're just going to continue to what I'm freaking saying, alright? When we're talking about the best builds for Female Saiyans, I would suggest making any build with a lot of basic attack, Strike Supers, or Ki Blast Supers. They seem to be proficient in both Strike and Ki Blast Supers. And if we're talking about just races in general, they're all good for just, or sorry, not races, sorry. If we're talking about Saiyans in general, they are very good for Strike and Ki Blast Supers. Now, in regards to their weakness, like I was saying before, their movement is kind of odd. Like, it's very, like, I started running backflip on my Female Saiyan just because I feel like their movement kind of stutters. That makes zero sense probably to you, but to put it all simple, you have to be good at moving in order to use a female Saiyan, okay? Thank God you have these multipliers from the transformations to make you faster and stronger, since, like I said, they're a part of the Saiyan race that gives you good multipliers, but they take time to get used to. So yeah, y'all, that's the female Saiyan. I hope I explained that right. Of course, if you have any questions, please make sure to leave it in the comment below, and I'll make sure to answer them. Let's get into the next race, y'all. Alright, my boys, next up on the list, we do have the female Majin. Actually, one of my favorite races as well, and to get into what they got, of course, if we're talking about their transformations, they have potential release as well as purification, which they do share with the male Majin. Now, again, their combo strings and why they are such a good race. I'll start. Combo strings are very solid. I'd suggest if you're making any builds, which I'm going to get into more in a bit, but I'll tell you guys a little bit right now, make sure they have solid basic attack, because oh my gosh, when I tell you guys, these female Majins do crazy basic attack damage. Now to get into why they are so high up in the list, in my opinion, or why they are here on the list filming, is because their movement is crazy. I remember I did tell you guys for the Frieza race, when I was talking about the Frieza race just now, that Frieza race have very top tier movement. I did say it has the second best movement in my opinion. First best movement goes to the female Majins. They're so easy to move with, it's not even funny. Certain times in like fights, usually a character will get punished for like getting perfect blocked or something. It's very hard to punish a female Majin because they have so many, I don't know if it's frames, I don't know what you call it, but like they can just move around a lot of things. Certain times when a CAC would normally be stunned, they're not going to be stunned, feel me? So in regards to their best builds, I suggest making a strike and basic attack female Majin build. I have not personally tried a Key-Best female Majin build, so if anybody has tried a Key-Best female Majin build, please let me know in the comments, feel me? I want to know the best builds too, feel me? Like I'm the build king, but like yeah, I could take some advice, word. Like I was saying, now in regards to their weakness, they really don't have any noticeable weaknesses. One thing I will say is that their back hit isn't the fastest. It's not the greatest back hit, but I mean, hey, that's not really something that like most people rely on. I mean, actually, maybe people do. So, just give you guys a heads up if you're making a female Majin, their back hit isn't the greatest, but they're still a very solid race. And to be honest, they're just top tier. Feel me? So yeah, that was the female Majin. We finna get into the next one. Let's get into it, yeah. Alright, my boys, for third place, we got the big Namekian race, you heard? A very, very top tier race. Not again to their transformations, of course. For their transformations, they do share, of course, potential release, and they have giant form. Giant form is a very solid transformation. Not a lot of people use it, and usually when people use it, you end up getting cheese. I'm gonna be honest. Like every time I see that on ranked, I get cheese. Like, yo, what's cool with y'all in the community, you heard? But back to get on topic, in regards to their combo strength, Namekians are very good when it comes to reach. They have one of the best reaches in the game. A few combo strings of theirs are very hard to get out of. Like, say, like you vanish behind them a lot of times. They have this like weird twirly arm combo. I'm gonna try to see if I can show it on screen. If I have the clip where like you still get hit by their back hit. If I don't have the clip, I'm sorry, alright? But very great reach, man. They're very strong too. In regards to builds for them, I'll always suggest having a basic attack on your Namekians. You're going to melt people's health. I'm telling you, if you don't got basic attack on your Namekian, what are you doing? Come on, okay? But once again, I'll suggest basic attack on Namekian. One of their great advantages is when they're low on health, they have regen basically. So I don't know how much health you're gonna have to get that regen to activate, but basically it's like, I'd say a quarter of your last bar. When you're at no, that doesn't make sense. Basically, when you have like when you're a little bit lower on your last bar, okay, you're gonna start to get auto regen for your Namekian. One of the best things about the Namekians too, they're very proficient in regards to health. So if you want to have a build for your Namekian, I also suggest adding health to them. I know a lot of people I like to add health to their builds, but Namekians are just great on health. Even without health stats, to be honest, you'll still probably have a lot of health as long as you have a solid keeping boosting it. Now in regards to their weaknesses, they don't really have a weakness. I will say they're a little bit slower than a lot of other races. However, their reach really makes up for it, because even if, like, say you go after your opponents and you miss, a lot of times you might still catch them because they got them big long old arms. Pause. That was kind of fruity. But yeah, the Namekians are in third place. One of my favorite races in the game. I think I said favorite race at least 3-4 times already. I like all races, okay? Leave me alone. But yeah. That is Namekian. Let's get into the last two, y'all. Alright, my boys, in second place, we do have the male Earthling. And this is when it gets controversial. Before I even get into that argument and conversation, let's talk about the transformations. Male Earthlings have access to potential unleash like every other race has, and they have access to Power Pole. Now, like I said before, Power Pole is a very good thing, but we already got into that with the female Earthling, so I don't think I gotta explain that. Now, I'll explain a little bit things about the male Earthling and why they are in second place. Their combo strings are just top tier. There is no negatives to their combo strings. They have amazing reach on top of a lot of frames. As you guys know already, male Earthlings are the most complained about race in the game, and that's for a reason, feel me? I personally have no issues with them, but I do understand certain complaints just because the frames is kind of annoying to get past. Now, let me talk about certain frame issues and why people get upset. One, XY, I have no issues with XY. If you guys know me and you guys know my channel already, I do not complain about XY. I think it's a harmless mechanic, but I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like it doesn't have any frame advantages. It does. I just feel like you got to learn how to get around it, feel me? But yeah, XY has frames as well as their back hit. I think the most annoying thing about their frames really is just their back hit. That's the most trouble I have, because a lot of times you'll like go to try to hit a Male Earth and their back hit frames will just be like on some like Hercule type of stuff. You heard? Be a little annoying, feel me? If you know when I say Hercule type of stuff, if you guys played with Hercule before, Hercule is very hard to get around. He has a lot of frames. But back to what I was saying, basically they have a lot of back hit frames, you know. Also, one of their extended combos are very good for reach, so they have solid reach. Very fast race. If you know how to do a Male Earth thing, you guys would know that you can get around a lot of things with them. Not as good as the female Majin and Freezer is, of course, but they're still just top tier, feel me? In regards to their movement, like I said, movement is top tier. I think I got to that. And in regards to their weaknesses, they really have no weaknesses. Why am I saying this is controversial? I'm always saying it's controversial because a lot of people will argue that the Male Earthling is the best race. But reason why they're not on top, a few reasons. I do think number one place, which you guys can guess, but I'm not going to say because you got to wait till first place, feel me? Just has some advantages over them, and also first place has all the transformations. You know, since we're going off of just a general tier list, I'm not just gonna put the Male Earthling first because they have like the best combo streams and stuff. You gotta add everything together, feel me? So yeah, this is the Male Earthling's place. Like I said, they're just a very good race overall. If you want a race that everybody hates and you want to piss people off, make a Male Earth, you heard? So yeah, that is the Male Earthling. Let's get into first place, yeah? Alright, y'all, for first place, we have the Male Saiyan. Now, of course, like I said, this is very controversial, and if you have any opinions that differ from my first place, leave it in the comments instead of complaining, feel me? Damn. But now to get into it, first I do want to talk about their transformations. Now, I think you guys already guessed what I was going to say about this, but they have, of course, like the female Saiyan, every transformation in the game besides the 3 transformations that are specific to the Freezer race, the Namekian, and the Earthling. But they're just, the Male Saiyan's got everything, feel me? To get into more of the combo strings and why I do have them in first place, of course, I'd give the Male Earths the reach advantage and certain advantages with combo strings, but Male Earth Saiyans don't really have a lot of weaknesses. Very fast XY, probably the fastest XY in the game in my opinion. The XY is just extremely fast. I do it a lot. You guys can see some of my TikTok clips or even clips on YouTube. I do XY a lot. Y'all could complain on freaking KI. But you can go into their XY and go into a lot of extended combos. It's just so good, man. They're so fast. Like I said, I would still put the Freezer race and the female Majin over them in regards to moving. But speed-wise, Male Saiyan might be just one of the fastest races. Real talk, okay? Now, in regards to their builds, bro, Male Saiyans are literally good for any build, okay? Any type of build you want to do, the Male Saiyan can handle it and make it strong. That's what's amazing about the Male Saiyan. I cannot say that for every other race. Of course, all the other races have their own unique advantages and things, but I can't think of any other race right now off the top of my head in this game that has every build good for them. Feel me? So Male Saiyans are just crazy. Like I said, top tier movement. They have solid reach. Their back hit is pretty fast. I believe the back hit has some frames. I'm not 100% sure about that. So if I'm wrong, make sure to correct me in the comments below. I can take criticism. Alright, just don't hate on your boy. Feel me? But like I said, the transformations are really playing a big role in why I put them in first place. Of course, some races do have the advantage over them, but like I said, Male Saiyans can do the highest Ki Blast damage over the Freezer race, which I personally think is retarded. But hey, Xenoverse made the game how they did. Feel me? But yeah, y'all, Male Saiyans are just top tier in general. I don't really have a crazy amount to say about them besides just that they're good for everything. So, of course, beginners to the game, which I'm pretty sure people already do, make a Male Saiyan. You gotta have one Male Saiyan at least, feel me? You're gonna be able to experience every type of build whatsoever. The only issue with the transformations, of course, is the Ki drain that you get with like Super Saiyan Blue Evolution and Super Saiyan Blue. But hey, not that big of an issue when you have things like meditation and other techniques that prevent you from even having to deal with that. So yeah, y'all, this is the video. We're gonna go proceed to the outro. But like I said, first place Male Saiyans. My boys, we did it. 4K special, baby.
My boys, congratulations if you made it to the end of the video. That was the 4K special. Before I get into the full outro, I do want to say, I forgot to mention one thing about the Male Majins. The Male Majins are able to tank attacks a little bit when they are above 3 bars of stamina. So of course they're a bit tanky when they're above 3 bars of stamina. They're very just free to a lot of damage when they're under 3 bars of stamina. So I did want to mention that because while I was editing, I realized that I forgot to say that. But yeah, once again, that is the 4K special. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, make sure to leave a like and stuff for more. If you enjoyed this video, show your boy some support because you know we got many bangers coming out for me. Come on. You know what? Taking the shirt off. Like the video. We ending it here, feel me? Your boy is out. Peace.
Got me feeling like an OG. Got me feeling like an OG. I ain't that old nigga's OD. Got me feeling like an OG. Got me feeling like an OG. Got me feeling like an OG. I ain't that old nigga's OD. Got me feeling like an OG. So this what you niggas be on. Drilling, they call it right on.